Alright, Snug, so I know the last game was a little bit confusing, but I think you're getting the hang of this, so just stick with me on it, okay? So at the beginning of my upkeep, my Awakening Zone is going to make a 0/1 colorless Eldrazi spawn creature token. Then I'll draw a card and play a land, and I'm going to pay 6 mana for this Chandra Awakened Inferno Planeswalker. So Planeswalkers are different from creatures, and they're also different from players, and I know that technically we're both Planeswalkers as we're playing, but this is a different kind of Planeswalker. However, you can attack this like it was a player. Anyway, this comes into play with 6 loyalty counters, and I'm going to add 2 more to give you this emblem. And on my next turn, I'm going to play this Midnight Scavengers. This says when it enters the battlefield, I can return a creature with mana value 3 or less from my graveyard to my hand. So I'm going to return this Grist the Hungertide. Now I know I said that Planeswalkers aren't creatures, however Grist says that as long as it's not on the battlefield, it's a 1/1 insect creature in addition to its other types, so since it was in the graveyard, it actually was a creature. Then I'm going to play the sorcery part of this Beanstalk Giant. So this is kind of like 2 cards in 1, so I'm going to use this part now and the other part later. There's also this card, which is kind of like 2 cards in 1, but it's different from that one. And there's also this card that's kind of like 2 cards in 1, but it's different from those ones. And there's also this card, which is kind of like 2 cards in 1, but it's different from those ones. And there's also this card, which is kind of like 2 cards in 1, but it's different from those ones. And there's also this card that's kind of like 2 cards in 1, but it's different from those ones. I'm going to respond to that and play this Apostle's Blessing. Now, I know I only have 1 mana available, and this costs 2. However, this symbol means I can pay 2 life instead of this mana if I want to cast this spell. Next, I'm going to play this Ghost Shintai of Shared Purpose. This is a legendary enchantment creature, Shrine. Now, I know this looks like it's a Shrine creature type, however, Shrine in this case is not actually a creature type. This is just a word that's on the card, I guess. And then I'll play this Noble Elephant. So this card has banding, and what that means is that actually, I'm not even going to do this one. And then I'm going to play this Arch of Erazga, which gives me the City's Blessing for the rest of the game. So this is kind of like that emblem that I gave you, except it's not actually an emblem, it's just the City's Blessing. But anyway, I have it now. And then I'm going to play Graph Rats. And at the beginning of combat on my turn, if I control both Graph Rats and Midnight Scavengers, I can meld them together, which means I turn them both over like this and combine them into one giant creature. And next up, what are you doing there, Snug? Looks like you're combining something of your own? No wait, Snug, don't! Use code 8th Place Dave to save 5% on your order at Face to Face Games.